Hey, so this video is in response to all the feedback I've gotten. I'm kind of surprised I've never gotten that much feedback from a video. I just kind of put them out there more for my own documentation and maybe connect with somebody, I don't know. What do we do anything for? But anyways, you can see some of these are off. Most of them are good, but in response to my video saying that I was having a hard time with these rafters, it turns out I was having to adjust them all, but it turns out that part of it was just my cutting of the actual bird's mouth and stuff, and boy, it just has to be just right on, and so that changes things a lot. Like if you take a little off the top, and with my bird's mouth, because I'm only using 2x6s, because it's only a 12-foot span, so I said, well, let me just do 2x6s. Easier to handle. I'm up here. I don't have a lot of, you can see I'm pretty far down, and so I just figured 2x6s would be easier. I don't drop anything. And you can see my bird's mouth is not very big. It's like 2 inches. I think that's okay. So that's more than a third. So first of all, I just want to say I thank you guys for all your information. A lot of see that bird's mouth there, how it got a big space in it. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to put some straps, some rafter ties or hangers. What was I going to do there? I think strapping it or hurricane straps or something like that. But anyway, somebody had suggested put hurricane straps, and that kind of got me confused because I had a different plan. But I think that's a good idea. Some hurricane straps on these things, probably right there, just to tie those in, maybe every other one. I think that would be beautiful, because when you have this gap that happens on a few of them, even that much of a gap, it creates a weakness here, theoretically, and it creates room to move. And some of them over there end up being like a 1/4 inch. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're end up being a 1/4 inch of a gap, and so that causes me a problem. So I'm going to definitely put, a huge overhang. I realize that's a huge overhang. I'm going to brace those overhangs, but I wanted the overhang for a reason. Largely because over here I have a deck out there that's going to be deck wood, not just plywood, but so that's 4 foot, and then these are overhanging about 5 foot. And just because, I don't know. The other reason is because my metal is 12 foot, and I didn't want to have to cut all my metal and just want to match it to my metal's 12 foot. So yeah, that's just kind of making things work as it goes. I just want to say thank you to everybody's ideas. As far as this thing being plumb and straight, I didn't use a string line as much as I should have, but actually things are pretty level, generally speaking. And I think things are pretty spot on. Another problem, the problem I was talking about before was the post height here versus here, and the weird thing is it ended up being right, and it had to do with me measuring. Like somebody said, I measured from the plywood versus the joist. That could have been it, because like they said, it was an inch off. I mean, I really hope that you guys that commented are able to watch this video, just so I can thank you for it. Even the one who said so many wrong things here. Well, maybe not. There's more than one way to do things. But this is also my first house, and it's my house, so I don't, I'll be the one repairing things. But this is a rafter ridge beam as opposed to like a ridge board, because this is actually supported, and that's a double joist there. Might go triple. And you see that I had to add that spacer there. Yeah, this one is good. So everything turned out to be pretty good here. I'm going to put a few more out there. I'm not going to go that far out there, but I'm going to put a few more out there. And then this one, hopefully this area is already straight. I'll double check it. But it's a smaller area. Yeah. So learning, it's fun. It's cool. It's, it'll hold, especially after I strap it up. I mean, these rafters aren't that bad. They're really cinched up there pretty decently. I'm holding them all by a screw on top is the initial thing that I did, a 5-inch screw, and then 4 nails. And even the same thing over here. 3 or 4 nails on, I think it's 3 on the bird's mouth. And like somebody said, I'm going to go ahead and do like see, my plastic is starting to rip right there. It's been up here a few days. So I got to hurry up and get this thing roofed. But I'm going to do the hurricane straps on there on the bird's mouth. And so this overhang right here, yeah, that's ugly. You don't want a flat board like that. That's going to be braced, of course. Might even put a post all the way up it just for design, but it'll definitely be braced. I'm not going to put plywood there until I brace it. I'll be putting the plywood over this section because this right now is, I want to keep this dry. So I'll be putting the plywood and then maybe the metal before during the winter or something. I mean before winter, but probably not. Probably get snowed on before I get a chance. And this is only a 5/12 pitch, so it's going to hold snow. So putting metal on it is not a great option. I wanted to go 6/12. You know what? I thought I went 6/12, so I made my initial measurements wrong. I'm at 5/12, 5 and a little bit. So I wanted to go 6, and that way more snow would come off. But I do think that a good amount of snow will come off. Like I said, I'm going to reinforce all of these. There's going to be a board across and then braces going up. That way I have the overhang. And if that's going to be too much work, then I will just cut them off. And the way that I'm going to be able to reach all that stuff, because you're like, okay, you cannot float in the air. Yeah, and there's not really a lot. I mean, like here I have a deck to stand on. But, and this ladder's not tall enough, and that's a freaking 38-foot ladder. But I'm going to use a 16-foot board and put it across 2 of them and then span something over there outside. So I'll just do that temporarily while I'm doing whatever I got to do on the outside. When it comes to the fascia board, shoot, I might want to have to do my fascia board before. I was just going to forego doing fascia board on it. I probably will. I probably won't do a fascia board. Maybe I'll do blocking. That'll still give it some strength. Keep those pieces together. Oh, well, what I am going to do is, now I'm starting to get too much detail and losing your attention, I think, but I'm going to put purlins. No, what do you call it when you put them on top so that the metal has something to screw to? Because my plywood, it only goes, the 8 foot will only take me to about here. So that's like 2 foot past the wall. And then after that, there's no, I'm not going to use plywood. So I'm just going to do a couple strips, 5/8 strips across, like, and then screw the metal into that. And so that will also serve as a block, or to keep the rafters kind of from twisting and stuff like that. So I think everything's fine. Oh, I was pointing out that I strapped here to keep that cantilevered. You see how that's cantilevered there, just holding on those rafters there. That is not a great by itself, like I said. So that is going to get braced. And yeah. So I'm not a complete dummy, but it is a tough process doing this stuff. It's like I really have learned to appreciate what goes into building. My dad was a carpenter. My grandpa was a carpenter. My great grandpa was an iron worker. We built this country, or at least built our portion of it. my great grandparents built their own place. We know how it goes. All of our forefathers, for the most part, built their own stuff, came from farmers. And I just felt like a slacker that couldn't build his own thing, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I tell you, this is probably a lot better than a lot of houses back in the day, but again, might not be as good because they were on to something. They had, right now, we're all about keeping it airtight and watertight, but making it breathe is important too. So we'll see how things progress in the building world, but yeah, I really appreciate all you guys' input, and thanks for checking in. If you're wondering, you can check my other video, but this is a 12 by 40 section here with a 24 by 12 section up there, and then I'm going to build out further out here later on. But I obviously, as you see, I haven't put any windows in. I'm just trying to get this thing framed in before winter was my goal. And I'll be coming back and after I put the sheathing on, I'm going to come back and put windows and doors. I did make that opening, but and this one, but I'm going to put another door over there and stuff like that. So it's going to be my main home. I need to put some rails on here too. It's starting to ice up. Coming up here on the ice, a little sketchy. But yeah, going to put some, what was I going to say? I don't know. I was saying rails, but whatever. You get it. You get the idea. Let me know what you think if you want. I really appreciate all your feedback.